Hey, what's going on YouTube? In today's video, we're going to cover the installation of this proxy manager. It is a reverse proxy, and what that does is it will allow us to handle incoming web requests and route them to correct service, our internal services. And in this case, we're going to go ahead and have the ability to pretty much access like -local, pi-hole.local, and just specify that in our browser, and then we could get to it without specifying any port numbers. And that's the main reason why I'm doing it. But there is some other benefits of installing this: security, load balancing, and caching. But in this case, we're not going to talk about those benefits today, although that is something that we could cover in a future video. So let's get right into the video. So the reason why I have this pulled up is this is the official documentation for the proxy manager. And in this case, we're just going to go ahead and grab this Docker Compose file. It's pretty straightforward. It defines the services. Here's the image with the latest tag. Some options here, some of the ports that are going to be used. Here's the 81 port for administration. This is going to be on our management server, which we have nothing running yet on port 80 or port 443. And then it's going to specify some of the volumes here at the bottom. Depending on what you want to do, there's some additional options here, such as the database or the SQL version that you would like to use. And there's some additional options here. So you got MySQL or a Maria database, and then I think Postgres kind of gives you some different options, but we're just going to run with the default here. Maybe that is something that I'll talk about in a future video if I get more in depth, but this seemed to solve my problem in the past, and it is pretty straightforward. So go ahead and copy that over, go to your Portainer. If you're not using Portainer, I definitely suggest you doing so. I have a few videos now talking about it, and I think it is great, although I need to update it. But in this case, we have two environments. We're going to go into our local environment, click on stacks, click on add stack, and then paste that bad boy in there. Now, we already talked about this Docker Compose file. Right here at the top, we're going to go ahead and define, and we're going to say proxy manager. And we're going to do proxy manager. This stack will be deployed using Docker Compose. You have some additional options here, actually, which is something that I probably should have done. And it is something that I'm going to do because I forgot we are using GitLab now. So let's go ahead and do that. Let me log in. All right, so I logged into GitLab and I'm on the homelab or my homelab project. And in this case, we have some documentation going and some different YAML files. So what I've been doing and what I'm going to do for this one, and I should have done it in the last one, but I forgot that I got to be more strict in how I'm going to be doing this in order to make this resilient as possible. But in this case, we're going to go ahead and pretty much just upload. So go here at the top and click on new file. Otherwise, I would do it through code. But this is pretty straightforward for this one. And then we're just going to paste that in there, and we'll just say reverse proxy. Now we'll do proxy manager. We don't have to make any changes to this at this time. And then we're going to just go ahead and click on commit changes, and we'll just say added proxy manager. And then we'll commit it to the main branch with no problems. And then we're going to head back over to our Portainer. And as you can see, we need our repository URL. So we should be able to go back into a repository. And then we'll just grab this URL here, paste that in there. And then we're just going to say, well, this is actually pretty much default. As you can see here, if not specified, we'll use the default head reference, normally the main branch, and that's perfect. And then the thing that we want to change here is going to be that Docker Compose file. And we had just named that, let's go back in there, and we'll name it with the YAML. So that's proxy manager.yaml. We'll just kind of commit that, no problem. And then we'll just go ahead and grab that, paste that in there, kind of go down here at the bottom, see if we have any additional options or path settings that we need to define. In this case, okay, and we'll go ahead and click deploy stack. I nearly forgot. Over here at the top is the Git repository authentication toggle. Click on that, and you're going to specify the username and the personal access token. And then I'll have to specify this again right here. So in this case, I'm going to do that, and I'll just submit it. So make sure you go ahead and grab that personal access from GitLab. If you're not familiar with that, I did talk about that in another video, and I'll put that in the description below on how to use Portainer with GitLab, and that should cover that process for you. Once you have filled that out, go ahead and deploy that stack, and you will get the option, or you will see it say deployment in progress. All right, so once that stack has been deployed, head over to the instructions, and I will post this in the description below. And just scroll down to the bottom, and you will see the default admin credentials. Go ahead and just copy and paste those, and then log in. And I'll do that now. Once you log in, you will have to edit your user. I suggest obviously changing anything from the default or the default credentials. Go ahead and do that now. All right. And once you have finished, I just put some letters there, something that I've always kind of randomly used. So in this case, we are now in our proxy manager, and then we go ahead into proxy hosts, redirection hosts, streams, and we can make some changes. And we're going to go ahead and do that now. All right, so as it stands, in order to get to our portainer, we have to type in the IP address followed by the port number. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a new proxy host. So go ahead, click on that option there, and then we're just going to specify it here. So the domain name is what we want. So portainer.local. I'm going to add that. We're going to change it to HTTPS. This is going to be the IP address. So this is going to be hosted where it's hosted. So 192.168.1.107. You can see here. And then the port was 9443. And then we have some other options which we could use use case, but in today this is all we need. Click on save. But first we're going to have to update our DNS server, and so we can point to this new DNS name. So as we talked about in the last video, we had installed Pi-hole, and I had changed my local computer to use this DNS server. And what I did was I just opened up, which I could show you actually right now. So what I do is I just do Windows R, bring up my run screen, and then I just run ncpa.cpl, and that'll bring up our network control panel, and then just find your Ethernet switch. In this case, this is the one I'm using. Go to IPv4 properties, and I just specified for now, just for this test, the following DNS server address, and that's going to be the 192.168.1.51, and this is the Raspberry Pi that is hosting this Pi-hole server. So now if we click on OK, close this out, this is now our DNS server. And as you can see, it is already getting queries and some blocked. Yeah, things that we talked about last week. So if we check that video out. So next, we're going to go down to settings, and we're going to click on local DNS records. And then we're going to specify a few new records. In this case, I already have portainer and -local had already defined. So if we open up a new tab and head over to that portainer.local, we should be able to hit that service. All right, as you can see, portainer.local, we're able to authenticate, or we're able to get to the authentication screen, and that's perfect. Another one that we have is our -local. So we'll go back into our proxy manager, and we'll add another proxy host, and we'll do -local, and we're going to do the same thing. Change the port. That's going to be on port 4000, and we're going to click on save. And as you can see, I can navigate to -local. One change I had to make is it is going to be using HTTP only, and not HTTPS, otherwise you will get some errors. So in this case, we're able to hit -local, and we're able to hit portainer.io. Last but not least is we want to do our, we have a few actually, but I think that actually will close out today's video, and I think you get the point of what I was doing. And I will go ahead and finish these out and then provide updates in a upcoming video where I cover the latest for the homelab. So that's going to close out today's video. I hope you were able to take something away. In today's video, we went over the installation process for the proxy manager. We had took that default configuration, the Docker Compose file, and we had uploaded it to our GitLab. We took that file, brought it over to our portainer, and we created a stack. So now we could spin this up from portainer and manage it locally with no problem. And then from there, we used some proxy hosts, and that allowed us to create a reverse proxy to these two services. Navigating to the DNS name specified in our DNS server on Pi-hole, we were able to get to this service without specifying a port. And that's pretty much the biggest benefit here, is we could resolve this DNS name without any issue. So that's it for today's video. As always, never stop learning.